Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of X4, and this part is going to be about making some money now, some actual proper money seen in our bank account, and then we're going to expand on that with a mining ship and what you can do from there. So first of all, let's have a look at what we managed to acquire. There we go, and there you go. So we've got 17 agrolite crystals and 73 Mandanite crystals. If you'd like to see what available crystals there are and their values, then check out the link that was in the first video, which I'll place down in this video again, for the quick cheat sheet there to show you what values they roughly are at and how rare they are. Okay, so as you can see, the rough value is about 328,000 credits. As I said to you, you don't need a hell of a lot, but if you want more ships, get more crystals to sell them. It's a hella noisy on here, so let's get down here. So you can sell it anywhere that has a trader on it. Trader's corner. Yeah, and this is what your trader looks like. So you head up to your trader here. Show me your wares, and then all you do is head to your crystals and then drag them across trader. So we're not getting quite as much as what we wanted, so the values are a little bit lower. But we're going to get about 301,000, which is more than enough for what we need. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Just move away from him where it's a little quieter, can we? There we go. Right, let's just get our ship out of here. Because there's a lot of ships flying around. I'm just going to block us in empty space.
The ship will be undocking soon.
Go ahead and undock. Okay, so now that we've got our money, we can now buy ourselves our first ship. So we want to head on over to the Argon Wharf. You want to right click it and click buy ships. All we're going to need for this is a size small, a courier mineral miner. Select loadout, we're going to go for a low preset. A minimum preset doesn't actually give you a weapon, as you can see there. No weapon selected and no shields. So always go for the low preset for this because it'll give you a set of shields and it'll also give you a mining drill. That's coming out at 237,000, so it's going to leave us with not much left. And I want to upgrade my mining drill so it's a little bit quicker. 261,000. Can squeeze on some resource probes. We get 10 in there. Nope, that's too many, so we can get 5. 294,000. So that's about all we're going to get there. 294,508. The value of your ships will be different because even though the maps are loaded the same, the actual stations and the availability of resources and stuff like that fluctuate and vary as and when they get resources in and out from their AI, which is completely randomized when you start at first game. So we've got our station, our first ship, sorry, our first miner. So we're going to confirm that order. And then if you click on the second option here where it says property owned, the first one is object list, which picks up any items that are in range of what you can see. So you can see the shipyard and wharf. If we scroll here, we'll get a few more things. We want the property owned tab because that'll show us how long it's going to take us to get our miner. Our miner comes with a captain, so we don't need to worry about having to get a captain for it. Once that's done and built, we'll take it to the next level. What I suggest you do while you're waiting or while you get a chance between mining your crystals is to try and open up a little bit more of the map, as I said in one of the earlier episodes, just so you got a little bit more space to do mining, because the more space you've got for mining and the more stations you can find to sell it means it's a little bit easier for you to make profit. So I'm going to send my ship out and try and get a couple of stations spotted in second contact to Flashpoint, because that's a good location for our miner to start. And welcome back everybody, and as you can see I've brought our little ship down to the area that we're in, the second contact 2. So it's good to go. It's a little bit quicker than waiting for it to appear and then faff around with what I wanted to do. Now, I've also used it and the ship that I'm in to scout out the area, so I can actually see now what factories there are in the area. And what it shows me is that there is 1 ore and 2 ice by the looks of it. Now, we can try for ore first, and if we don't have any success with or we can change it over to ice because it's ice here as well. So what you're going to want to do is you want to select your ship. You want to right click your ship, hit the information button. Another thing you can do as well, if you don't want to do that, is if you click on the ship and press the little I here, you get it on this side of the screen as well, on that side. So say you want to, I don't know, do two things at once or something, then you can do. So either or, but since we've got it up here, we'll do it up here. Then what you're going to want to do is you want to head over to behavior. You then want to select your default behavior here. And then all you're going to want to do is select sector auto mine. Determine that we're going to choose ore. Our anchor space is second contact 2. I'm going to confirm that. Now what that means is that when the ship is doing nothing, its default behavior will be that it'll do sector auto mine. Now because we've told it to fly and wait, that was its last order before you chose to change that, obviously, with our default behavior. So all you need to do is if you press this little X here, it'll remove the last order, fly and wait, and it will then pick up its default behavior. The default behavior is set to auto mine. And it'll go off now and it will start mining for you. It should sell as well if it decides to stop and has no ore in it, which you can easily see by going to information. So if there's nothing in the storage here after some time, then it means that there is actually nothing in the sector that it can find. If, however, it is filled capacity full and it's been full for quite some time and it's just wandering around saying looking for trade, it means that there is none here, no stations here that want the resource it is that you're mining. If that is the case, then obviously all you need to do is when you get some stuff here, you'll see that you can drag the bar here, and then this drop icon here will appear, and you can just drop it, and then you can tell it to mine a different material, or you can change, what zone it's in as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll just let that mine some stuff now, and then I'll show you what you can do on the next part. And welcome back, everybody. And all I have done since we've been away is basically set the miner on to do its business and sent the ship that we had with the new captain to go about and scout the 3 areas that we see. So that's all we've done. As you can see, I'm up to 485,000 credits. Now, yes, it does take longer than what it does for the crystals, so by all means do the crystals. But the crystals, you are having to do it. So you're getting your hands dirty, whereas the miner's done it all for me. So all I did basically was whack the miner on his job, make sure he picked up the ore, then make sure he went to the station to sell the ore. That means there's one ore in the system that's accepted, so it doesn't need silicon, doesn't need ice. We saw the ice factory there, but if you didn't see any of the factories, you could just do what I've done and then watch what he does. Secondly, he successfully sold it and then moved on to collect the ore again. So that tells me there is actually a factory needing that ore. Yes, it's not going to be much ore. Yes, it's not going to get me much in money. But I went to bed for 6 hours, got back up, and I've got a bit of cash. It did take a little bit longer because for some reason I put myself in the ship initially. So 2 hours towards the end, it must have blown up or something because there are obviously raiders around and stuff like that. So about 4 hours. And I managed to get myself just under a $250,000, and it has actually been slowly increasing a little bit more as well. Not the quickest way, but by far the easiest way. Now that we've got that bit of money, what we can do is we can capitalize on what we're doing. But you've got to be careful because if you set up an ore miner in the same system, you're now competing against yourself for them resources. So yes, there's plenty of resources to gather. However, you're going to stagnate the supply and demand, so just be wary of that. You can see we're getting about 11k, well 10.5k from the trade there from the miner. So I'd say we could safely get that again by a second miner in that system there. We should be okay, but we definitely want to start looking at finding different areas and obviously setting our miners up in them areas as well. It also means that all our eggs isn't in one basket, so if we do get raiders coming in taking out our ships, then we can safely obviously get away with losing a couple of ships without having to try and fight them off. So bear that in mind. But let's go ahead and let's get ourselves a second miner. 5 ships. Again, we're just going to go for a standard preset. If you remember the standard one we had. Here we go, low preset. 300k. So that's gone slightly up, I believe, if I remember rightly. let's see. So we got 485k. Let's just see if we can push the boat out and grab ourselves a medium miner. Same low preset. So, ooh, we are just close. So can we get the docking computer? We can get the docking computer. Fantastic. I also want to try and get a couple of resource probes if I can. Not to worry if I can't. No, that's too much. So we'll drop the resource probes down. I'm going to leave everything else as is. Yes, it is completely basic, but it's a bigger miner, which means it's going to give us more resources. We can use the smaller miner to scout out for a second resource. So let's go ahead and add that to the shopping list. Let's get that crafted, confirm order. That bigger miner will go into second contact collecting ore, so it'll do the job of what this little one's doing here. But we want to have a look for another area, which is one here. Perfect. We got our elite vanguard. I think I've used all my resource probes. No. Yes, I did, yeah. So we got satellites there. We definitely need to deploy satellites at some stage, and I'll talk about them when we come to it. They help us with the trades and stuff like that. So it's not too much of a deal now, but it also gives you a little bit more view for when we get the Xenon coming in, because 4.0, they seem to be a little bit more aggressive with their pushes. The Hop have already been pushing as well. I've also seen a kayak as well, so a lot more push from the enemy, which is good. It doesn't stagnate the play. There you go, there's another Hop coming in there. The other thing I also did was I dropped resource probes. Now, as you can see there, it gives us a good readout, but what it does do is it actually gives your miner a good readout, so he knows where to go. Now, the highest for ore is actually this little area here. 26 kilometers cubed of ore. I'm not 100% what that bracket section is, so I've actually contacted Egosoft directly to ask them what is supposed to be the resource in bracket. As far as I'm gathering, it's the yield amount, and whether or not that's how much yield amount there is available on the left and the overall yield amount on the right, I'm not 100% sure, but I haven't seen that 26 kilometers cubed drop. Now that's probably because we've got a very small courier which takes 2,600 meters cubed. So that might be the reason why. But I have contacted them to ask that. So once I get the information, I will pop it on one of my videos. So the next thing we're going to be waiting for here is this. Oh, he's already built. Excellent. Right. So what we can do, as I say, is we can try and get one here. So what have we got in Argon? We've got refined goods, ore refinery, weapon composites, high tech, electronics, turrets, missiles, drones, lots of everything. A second ore, a silicon, microchip, and a high-tech facility. Now, I did say I'd mention this, and I'm going to mention it now. I'm going to talk about the menu as a whole on the next episode. So if you're struggling with what's all this on the menu and stuff like that, check out the next video and I'll show you. But one thing I do want to show you is the filter settings. If you go to your filter settings here, you can actually filter out various things. I'm not going to go massively in detail with it, but if you turn it on, you can find trade filters. And if you look here, it tells you bought words. So it's buying ore and silicon. So instead of going like I did, checking every single factory here, it will tell you what it's buying. So just bear that in mind. The second thing I want to point out is the legend. The legend tells you what all these icons are. So if you're ever struggling with knowing what one of the icon is, what's the mineral region, what's the gas region, what's the mineral gas region that I mentioned earlier, there they are there. So we know here is a high mineral region. So there's going to be ore here. They want to buy ore. There's a lot of purchases for ore. And there's 2 ore refineries that we've actually seen with our own eyes. So I'm not going to move the small miner. I'm going to leave the small miner in second contact. And I'm actually going to set my new miner, my medium miner, to gather some ore. Sector auto mine. We want it to collect ore. And it's in Argon Prime. Now, if your miner, as I say, was not in Argon Prime, then all you need to do is click on anchor space here. Click on that there. Right click it, select, and it'll change it for you, just in case. But we want to keep it. I tend to click it first. You don't have to, but I used to click it first because sometimes it wouldn't actually pick up on it. So that's just an old habit of mine. Or Argon Prime, confirm that. They're undocking, so they're on their way. Now, we haven't got any resource probes in this area yet, so it's not going to be as efficient as our little miner is, but it should still have a lot of gathering here. This is a big asteroid field, which is good for us. What I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to try and get a little bit of cash. We got about 30k, so let's see if we can grab where's our little elite vanguard. Upgrade repair at consumables, resource probes. How many can we get? 43k. We haven't got that much, so grab 2 here. Can we get 3? We can get 3, so we managed 3. So confirm that order there. That'll be instantaneous near enough. Docked. Change equipment. Done. Excellent. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy a position resource probe. I'm going to deploy one here. And then right click. Deploy a position resource probe here. Just so it's nearby to where we are. That should help our miner hopefully be a little bit faster and a little bit more efficient. Right, so again, there isn't much we can do now because obviously we've just burnt all of our credits. You could have, instead of getting the one larger one, you could have got another smaller one and saved yourself a bit of cash there and maybe upgraded it with some resource probes and stuff like that. Totally down to yourselves, totally what you want to do. You know, this kind of thing here is very flexible. What I'm showing you here is how to get your money going without you having to do anything. So, for example, if you're in a safe, secure location where we are now, there's not much activity going. You want to go for tea, you go out for tea. A couple of hours later, you've got yourself a bit of cash and you can do what you want to do. Instead of going out there, and if you want a bit of a boost, you've still got your crystal mining to go to. You know, and there's various other things we're going to be showing. We've got stations to be doing on one of the next episodes as well. That'll probably be the episode after I show you all the menus. Or if we get enough credits, then we'll show you how to do it on that one. This game does take a little bit of time to get started. However, once you get the ball rolling, it's very self-sufficient. And there's various things that people have said to me in the past, like energy cells. That's one we're going to be covering. They'll say energy cells is absolutely useless. It's not useless. It's free. All you do is you scale the initial setup cost, and then you just generate energy cells. Energy cells are in everything. So we're going to be making a lot of cash there, and in a very short space of time. So that's going to be us for the mining side of things. That's the basics of mining. There are a lot more complex things that we're going to be touching on at a later stage. However, at this stage, we're not ready for that. We want basic mining to be going here, because if you try and do advanced mining, then you're going to start going into realms of trying to get a high-level captain. That's going to cost you a lot of money. You saw that one of them people that we tried to hire previously was 700k. You know, that's what you're going to be paying to get high-leveled captains to be able to do your expert auto mining and stuff like that, which basically means that they'll mine anything that's the best value. Right now, we're very basic. So let me know in the comment section if there's anything at all you need to do that you're struggling with. I've had loads of people coming at me with suggestions and ideas. I will try and get these videos out as fast as possible for you and try and answer all of your questions. If I don't, I will directly message you if I know it's going to be a while, so at least you can get going, and then hopefully you'll catch up on the video at a later stage to see it for yourself or enjoy the game. The important thing here is enjoying the game and having fun with it. There is so much this game provides. You know, there's endless possibilities. So, as always, let me know in the comment section if you've got suggestions, ideas, critiques, anything whatsoever. But until next time, everybody, take care for now and have a good one. See you all next time. Bye-bye for now.